Yes, people, welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. Let's get into today's transfer news. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. So, the first piece of news is that Chelsea are set to begin talks with Caicedo in the next 24 to 48 hours. Apparently, this is not new news. As you guys know, Chelsea were planning to get into meetings with Brighton last week, but they had to focus on sales, and that this week would be the week that Chelsea would get into contact with Brighton to try and complete the Caicedo deal. Of course, we know that Caicedo has a good personal terms with us, so again, the hard part, the easy part, sorry, I should say, is done. The hard part now is just agreeing a deal with Brighton. We know what these guys are like, gonna be a bit hard. But again, I don't want us to be in a situation like Edu, where we're trying to do like, let's do 50 plus 10, then 55 plus 10. You don't want to do that nonsense. And then, someone else may come in, swooping in to come and get Caicedo. Let's just get this done and completed. You speak of Brighton, this is what they want. Okay, can we match that? Yes or no? Yes. Let's put that on the table. Let's get this done. Finito, and let's take Caicedo along the way with us. Hopefully by next week, early next week, it's done and we can sign him. That's all I care about when it comes to Caicedo. And in other news, let's go on and continue to Romelu Lukaku. Apparently, Inter Milan are now willing to make the £30 million an obligation to buy for Romelu Lukaku, and that will finally end Chelsea and Romelu Lukaku's story once and for all. Thank God. And it's a good thing already that we're hearing that they're willing to make the 30 million an obligation. We don't want, Lukaku to be still around here, meandering around. We just need him to leave, man. We just need him to leave as soon as possible, man. It's too much right now. We don't want him, and he doesn't want us. Let's just end this as amicably as possible right now and send him over to Inter Milan. Moving on, now let's discuss the news of a possible signing that's set to come in, and that is of the Santos talent. Santos talent, which is a team in Brazil, and that is Angelo Gabriel. We're set to buy him for £15 million. He's an attacker from what I know. I haven't done that much research on him. Again, I don't really watch that much of South American football, I'm afraid. Even though I do know a few teams in and around about, but I make sure to have a look at him to see what he's like. But essentially, from what I'm hearing and from what Felix Johnson has said, shouts out to Felix Johnson again. He's basically said that he's set to go out on loan to Strasbourg, essentially. So this is again a part of the the feeder club system, that thing we're trying to do where we get these players for cheap and turn them over possibly for more money. And that's a form of revenue that the club is clearly trying to implement now. Since, as we know, the loan army stuff has kind of ended. UEFA blocked that because of what we used to do, where we used to send like over like hundreds of players on loan to different countries all around the world. So that is that. So again, Angelo Gabriel, I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Yeah, Angelo Gabriel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and welcome to Chelsea, or should I say, welcome to Strasbourg. All right, let's move on quickly to Edouard Mendy. As you know, Edouard Mendy is basically an Al Ahly player. We've actually sold him for 16 to 17 million pounds apparently. So again, very good deal in my eyes. Again, we bought him for like 20 and I think 24, 25 million pounds, and to sell him only for 16, 17 million pounds to the Saudis is an amazing deal in my eyes. Like, obviously he had a really bad downturn post AFCON, hasn't really played that much this season. After Tuchel has left as well, because Kepa's been playing the majority of the time, and then he got injured with a broken finger, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So Edouard Mendy again, he's gone, but we got him for a good price. I would say we sold him for a good price. Simple as that. Now let's move on to 3 remaining topics left. Let's start with the easier one, which is Gabriel Veiga. So the news that's coming out is that Man City have entered the race for Gabriel Veiga. They've been informed on what his release clause is, etc., etc. They're still like they're still like thinking about it essentially. Liverpool are also monitoring, and so are Chelsea. I wouldn't be surprised because from what we've been hearing, Chelsea want him and are prepared to bid for him. We know that Liverpool apparently are now looking at Szoboszlai from RB Leipzig, who's another cam, very good player as well from the German league. Maybe that might mean that Chelsea might have to act quickly to get Gabriel Veiga. And I think if Chelsea do want him, and we know that Poch definitely does want Gabriel Veiga, we may be acting sooner than we think to get that release course done, similar to a Nicholas Jackson who you've brought. Now let's move on to the next one, which is Mason Mount, which is that today there's going to be face-to-face meetings. So as I reported yesterday, there's going to be face-to-face meetings in the next 24 to 48 hours. Well, today is the day to discuss, the Mason Mount thing. Will he go to Manchester United? Chelsea United are now going to be in discussions today to, I think, essentially complete the deal. I think Chelsea, if they see that United are not relenting to move past 55 million, Chelsea will probably be like, okay, let's get this done. Let's sell him for 55 million pounds. So again, that situation, I think by the end of today, we will know if Mason Mount's going to still stay at the club or if he's going to be a Manchester United player. And finally, moving on. Finally moving on, it is on Declan Rice. That's what I was looking at because I had some notes prepared. So Declan Rice. So Declan Rice is set to be brought for 100 million plus 5 million add-ons. And you know what, man? I don't want to hear anyone talk about the Enzo price that we bought him for. We bought Enzo for 160 million pounds. And you know, people were clowning us in January. And now, you know, you're seeing Jude Bellingham being brought for 100 million. And now Declan Rice 105 million. I don't want anyone else around here talking nonsense about Chelsea by 106 million for Enzo Fernandez when you guys are buying the other two players for basically similar amounts of money. So at the end of the day, again, I want to just say thank you, you know, again to the football club, because clearly they were ahead of the time. They knew these prices were coming. All of this should do was just burst the bubble and be the first ones to do it. And you know what's crazy? We're paying the 160 million in 6 installments, whereas West Ham are forcing Arsenal to play that in 18 months. So, you know, who won there? Who won there? That's all I'm saying, big man. So, anyway, that is the news for today. If there's any more news, any more big news in regards to it, I did say I would make a Mason Mount, live stream if he does leave the football club, you know, if he does leave the football club, in order to, you know, discuss the big thing about that with my good colleague at Sarcasm City. Other than that's me for all this. So again, that's pretty much it. Please again to make sure to like, share, subscribe. I've got my link tree in my subscription, so please make sure to look at that. I do some TikTok videos these days, some on Instagram, so make sure to also follow on there so we can build a community. We're already at 160 subscribers. So let's go to 200 by the end of this week. That's what the aim today is. 200 by the end of this week. Let's get to 200 by the end of this week, and let's get 15 likes. That's all. Have a nice one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.